I'm Alicia. I was placed at Community Shares as outreach coordinator. For those of you who do know me, you will also know that I am not a talker. I like to process and internalize, so the idea of me talking to you for 10 minutes is a lot. So for this to be successful, I thought that I would talk to you about two things that I love. And the first thing is love. I love love. Can't tell how hard I'm cheesing right now. And I'm not necessarily talking about love that one would share with an intimate partner, but more so the love that we should have for our brothers and sisters that we share the earth with. The Dalai Lama said, "Love is the absence of judgment." And this might seem pretty obvious, but how is it really to put that idea into practice? When I started Public Allies, I was excited to meet like-minded people who were excited to create positive change in their community. And I did. I met a lot of beautiful, lovely people. But for some reason, I thought that everyone in this program would be liberal. And together we would take the streets and make gay marriage legal and support and protect women's reproductive rights, but that was not the case. Not everyone wanted to see the same change that I wanted to see. And something else that I had to confront that I didn't expect we have to deal with in this space is the fact that not everyone agreed with my lifestyle as a lesbian woman. But so once I discovered this, I immediately put up my defenses and began to judge and to place stereotypes on those people who did not agree with my lifestyle. I began to see them as wrong and to see myself as right. Then, at a power and privilege training, someone said, "I don't agree with homosexuality, but you would never know that because I treat people like human beings." And I was like, whoa. It's like, you're right. And this person, when I came out to them, they did not treat me any differently. So, in that moment, I also realized that I had been doing the exact thing that I hated most, which was passing judgment on other people when it's not my place or anyone else's place to do so. Then I thought that I should actually strive to be more like the very person who I was judging. And in that I can have my opinions, but that should have no bearing on the way that I treat people and the way that I see people and the way that I interact with people. Because I realize that you end up standing in this place of superiority when you judge, and then seeing everyone else as inferior. And I asked myself, how can I create change that I want to see if I am not treating my peers as equals? Even those who are judging me, I should still treat them with the respect that they deserve. And I also noticed that I was betraying the very foundation of what it means to love. And that is to see others as an extension of myself and to seek an understanding rather than dismissing with judgment. Because it's a very destructive energy when you see things as I am right and you are wrong. It creates distance and separatism, when we all know that the true way to positive change happens when we're in it together. So sadly, I know. And I'm sure that what I've just said you have all heard before, but while I've always known that judging is not the way to go, it wasn't until Public Allies and that individual said that in the power and privilege training that I realized that I wasn't doing my best to seek understanding. So I guess this is a good segue to the next thing I'm going to talk about, which are feelings and empathy. I've always been an emotional being, which we all are at times, whether we want to admit it or not. But I haven't always enjoyed that quality about myself until recently. Because we're told by society and the great machine that keeps us bound to the system that feelings are for women and they get in the way of important business matters. And feelings make us weak, so if you want to talk about them, then see a therapist. So that's what I did. About 5 years ago, while attending college, I started seeing an art therapist as suggested by my academic advisor because apparently all of these feels were getting in the way of stuff. So what did I learn from my 6 months of therapy? 3 things that I already knew, so not much. 1, art is fun. 2, coming out is difficult. And 3, procrastination is bad. Well, I think I was supposed to experience some sort of liberation by telling all of my feelings to some stranger. I actually felt more alienated. Like emotions were too uncomfortable and scary that they could only be divulged in private to some lady who was like staring into my soul, but not saying a damn word back. But not to knock on therapy, you know, if that's your jam, do what you gotta do. So with that said, before Public Alice, when I was asked what my strengths were, I always just blurted out creativity because I'm an artist and I guess that was the easy way out. But it wasn't until recently that I have been able to identify my most prevalent skills as empathy and kindness, and actually felt all right with it because I never knew that emotional intelligence was a legitimate skill set to have and that it was something that was valued, especially in the workplace. So what I'm trying to say is that I guess I possess a lot of soft skills, and I might never understand a tax form in my life or how to do anything efficiently in regards to technology. But I know how to relate to people and I know how to make them feel at ease, which I think is just as important anywhere. And at Community Shares, I had the opportunity to exhibit this trait and use it sort of as a facilitator of my work with the Snap Challenge. I'm sorry, I feel like I talk about the Snap Challenge a lot. I'm sorry for everyone that's heard about it. But so at the heart of the project, the concept was to cultivate empathy by challenging community members to live on $31.50 for the week per individual for all food and beverage expenses, which is the average allotment that someone would receive in food stamp benefits in the state of Ohio. So with somewhere around 55 individuals taking the challenge, we were successful in creating a little community of people who were really digging deeper, trying to understand the issues around hunger. We all had first experience of what it might be like to try and have a jar of peanut butter stretch for a week, or feeling groggy at work because you couldn't afford coffee. But we also wanted to drive home the fact that our challenge was only a week, and that this is something that families and individuals have to endure month after month, year after year. So that was a great means for me to really explore how to turn my empathy and my kindness into work. So to sum things up, I learned 2 incredibly valuable things as a public ally. 1, how to see past differences in order to love without judgment, and how to love myself and accepting my strengths as valid.